Like, they may be wonderful.
Maybe.
I was watching the Anna Nicole Smith show on the Netflix, that new documentary that dropped this week.
All right.
And they were talking about strippers in Houston. And the reviews of strippers, things of that nature. I don't know enough about strip clubs to know what kind of strippers we have in North Hollywood, but what does that look like? Let us know.
Watch out. Vehicle on shoulder ahead.
We have breaking and desperate news. Harry and Meghan had to get away from paparazzi last night. When's the last time we heard anything positive about Harry and Meghan? Right, exactly. So, Meghan actually was in New York last night to get some sort of an award for something. And I honestly
I love how much you care. I was so shocked when I saw that this was on the rundown because you care the least out of anyone I know about the royals.
And we're talking about it right out of the gate. Well, I got in here this morning and I realized that CNN was going wall-to-wall coverage with what they described as near catastrophic car chase.
Mm-hmm.
Now, obviously for Harry, that means something. That is a significant thing.
Sure.
This was one of the anchors for CNN reading the statement from Harry and Meghan's spokesperson.
Last night, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex and Ms. Raglan, that's Meghan's mother, were involved in a near catastrophic car chase at the hands of a ring of highly aggressive paparazzi. The relentless pursuit, lasting over 2 hours, resulted in multiple near collisions involving other drivers on the road, pedestrians, and 2 NYPD officers.
So they're still trying to figure out exactly what happened, but CNN has a guy on set that they can rely on all the time. John Miller, former cop here at LAPD, former NYPD, and now their security analyst. And they asked John, breathlessly, John, are Harry and Meghan okay? Well, what happened last night?
So what actually happened was nothing.
I love that because, well, here in LA, we know how the paparazzi is. To say highly aggressive paparazzi is redundant.
Yeah.
These people are leeches. They get paid by the picture. If they got a shot of Harry and Meghan, that would be enough money for them to sell it to Us Weekly or whatever to support their family for a year. I mean, they make hundreds of thousands of dollars off the money shots, right?
Aren't there pictures of these two? I mean, they're ubiquitous. We don't have to take a picture every time they wipe their nose. Like, anyway, John Miller goes on and explains what was going on.
You don't care to see them at every turn, but there are people who do. I mean, think back to my cousin who's 35 and was apoplectic about the fact that we were that close to Taylor Swift.
Right.
I mean,
we didn't tell her.
There is an appetite for celebrity news at every single turn of their lives, and that is why these pictures go for so much.
They said this was very dangerous.
Okay, he's talking about the NYPD officers that he spoke to this morning.
They said this was very dangerous. It caused close calls between the principal's car and the security car behind them, and the scooters zipping in between them. They said this was annoying, inappropriate, and dangerous, with the emphasis on dangerous.
It always is. I mean, look back to the Britney Spears paparazzi. Look back. I remember almost being stampeded outside the courthouse in Beverly Hills covering Lindsay Lohan. I mean, this is what the paparazzi does.
It's what they do now. And what he said was, it's not. And some of the anchors that were there on the set in New York were saying, this is unusual for New York. I mean, there are paparazzi, but it's not like we would see here in California. And for a chase to go on as long as it did, and I'll use finger quotes around the word chase because we're not quite sure it was, high speed or anything. But John Miller described a moment in this where you have a couple of cars that are the security team and then a car that contains Harry, Meghan, and Meghan's mom. And then you've got a security detail, a VIP detail from NYPD. And eventually what happened was they pulled basically in front of one of the police stations there in New York City and blocked off the streets so that there would be no traffic. Basically, if nothing else, to kind of catch their breath, figure out how they're going to get this couple and mom-in-law to the hotel or home or wherever they happen to be staying, how to get them there safely. When they blocked off the streets is when these a-holes on scooters and mopeds and bikes and things like that started getting onto the sidewalk and going through people, through the very heavy foot traffic that exists in Manhattan 24 hours a day. That's basically what caused what he referred to as dangerous. Near catastrophic might be a stretch.
Yeah.
Because remember, when John Miller was asked, so what happened? What happened last night?
So what actually happened was nothing.
Nothing.
I think the only reason this is getting all the press it is because of what happened to Princess Diana. That's the only reason. And are they going to be afforded a cushion because of how his mother was killed in that wreck in Paris in '97? No, they're not, because the paparazzi will get paid the same way as they would get paid for anybody else, probably more in this case. So, no.
All right. A sliver of optimism, perhaps?
I'm optimistic of our ability to work together. Do we have obstacles? Yes, we have a big obstacle in the White House. But we're going to change the course of history.
There you go. That's Kevin McCarthy. President Biden also spoke a short time ago. We'll get into some hot debt talk.
Gary and Shannon will continue. Jason Middleton's in the KFI 24-hour newsroom.
President Biden is canceling his upcoming visits to Australia and New Guinea to avoid ongoing debt ceiling talks until he returns from his trip to Japan for the G7 summit. A hearing will be held today to decide on the legal status of the abortion pill mifepristone.